Dogs need calcium to grow and maintain strong bones, just like we do. But if you're feeding raw or cooked meals at home without bones, you're missing a major calcium source. Over time, this can lead to serious health issues like weak bones, fractures, or even seizures. Luckily, there is a simple fix: eggshell powder you can make at home. In this short video, I will show you how to make it, and then I will explain when to use it and how much to feed. Instead of throwing your eggshells in the bin, give them a quick rinse to remove any egg white or yolk and set them aside in the fridge or freezer. I usually remove the inner membrane at this point and give it to Benji because it's full of nutrients. Once you've collected a few shells, place them in a pot of boiling water for 15 minutes to sterilize them. Then spread the shells out on a baking tray and place them in the oven at around 120 degrees Celsius or 250 degrees Fahrenheit for about 10 to 20 minutes. This not only dries them thoroughly, but also kills off any harmful bacteria like Salmonella. Once the shells are dry and cool, grind them into a very fine powder using a coffee grinder, spice mill, high-speed blender, pestle and mortar, or you can also wrap them in a baking paper and crush them with a rolling pin. The goal is to get a smooth, flour-like texture without any sharp bits, so the calcium can be easily absorbed and shell pieces won't get stuck between your dog's teeth. When you're happy with the texture, pour the powder into a clean, airtight jar and store it in a cool, dry place. Label it with the date. It will stay fresh for up to 2 months. Now, how much should you use, and is eggshell powder suitable for all dogs? When feeding your dog, you might come across a rule that says to calculate between 1 and 2% of the meat's weight and add that amount of eggshell powder for sufficient calcium intake. But that only works for adult dogs eating lean meats with less than 10% fat. If you're feeding puppies or using fattier cats, eggshell powder isn't suitable because it only provides calcium, not phosphorus. In those cases, you will need a calcium source that also contains phosphorus, such as bone meal or antler powder, to maintain the proper calcium to phosphorus ratio. If you want to learn more about that, I cover it in another video. So, my recommendation is to use eggshell powder only for adult dogs and only when you're feeding them lean meats. Of course, if you have a puppy and run out of a balanced calcium source, you can use the powder temporarily, but it's not a long-term solution. As a general guide, add 1% of the lean meat's weight in eggshell powder. So for example, if your recipe contains 400 grams of meat, you'd add about 4 grams of powder. There are just a couple more things to keep in mind. Only add eggshell powder to boneless meals. So if you're feeding raw meaty bones, don't add extra calcium, as it could lead to an imbalance. And if you're feeding puppies, pregnant dogs, or have any doubts about the calcium to phosphorus ratio, always speak to a qualified canine nutritionist, because getting these ratios right is absolutely crucial for growing and developing dogs. That's it from me. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more natural nutrition tips for your dog. See you in the next one.